at Ohio State, being my third stop in my coaching career, all three schools and programs very, very unique and very different. Brown being obviously an Ivy League school, a very liberal arts school in terms of their education. I think at Brown you get less practice time, so you have to be really on top of it in terms of time management and managing your players. As far as learning from Lars Tiffany there, I learned an absolute incredible amount defensively from him. And then move on to Bryant, where I kind of got reunited with my college coach and Coach Pressler, who became my mentor. He was the guy that I learned from. I was in every recruiting meeting, every decision-making process. So I owe him the world, for kind of helping me along in my coaching career. We got to finish at Bryant, in 4 years, 2 NCAA tournament appearances, one kind of landmark win, there against Syracuse. So, both incredible experiences and very different. I'm one who's very lucky that this is exactly where I hoped to be. Maybe not, this young, I'm that lucky. But when I started coaching and started talking to my mentors, Coach Janowski, Coach Pressler, those guys, I said that I really wanted to, later in my career end up at kind of a big-time institution, at a big-time athletic school, because I hadn't experienced that. Duke is a big athletic school, but it's a smaller, obviously enrollment. And then you go to Brown, Ivy, you go to Bryant, small private, and now to go and kind of flip it totally on its head. I think that's a very big change and one I'm certainly looking forward to enjoying. Big Ten means big time. I think for lack of a better word and better phrase, when you're a part of, the biggest athletic department in the United States, there's a lot of things that go with that. And I think that's getting us much closer to football, basketball. Obviously, are we there yet? No, we're not. But you get the big locker rooms, you get the big budgets, and you get the big time support, which I think is really exciting for our sport as a whole. As coaches, a shot clock would force us to get back to our roots and coaching guys and teaching players and not necessarily chess pieces, which I think is consistent with the offensive philosophy in the past at Ohio State and certainly in my playing and coaching career previously. I think, first and foremost, I played on 5 great teams, which is a unique situation. I was able to get 5 years. I was able to play with arguably 2 or 3 of the greatest players in our generation, if not, 5 or 6 of them. As far as awards and those things, what I've learned in the coaching world is that you get personal awards when you're surrounded by really good players. Generally speaking, the best teams, those are the ones with in the end, the most All-Americans. So I had an incredible experience. The second part of that is kind of the coaching side. What I was able to experience there was 2 head coaches, arguably 2 of the the best coaches again of our generation. Team USA head coach, Coach Janowski's won 3 national championships now, and then now to the assistants, where as I count 5 went on to be head coaches at prominent Division I schools. So I've got kind of a turbocharged education that way. I think when you go to the MLL from college, the big difference is, first of all, the speed of the game. That's a big part. The second part is now no one is kind of getting after you to stay in shape, so you have to become even more mature as a player that way. I think the thing that I enjoyed the most was being on the same team as some of these players that I've competed against since middle school. I grew up in Maryland, and these guys, and Kevin Buchanan's one of them. We knew each other from middle school and on, up through high school, college, and then played together in the professional league. So kind of learning from those guys, and again, just kind of expanding my repertoire that way.